All right, y'all. So for the first guest on the Texas Rangers Fanatics podcast, we have none other than Jake Hoover. He is a utility player for the Frisco Rough Riders. And Jake, how you doing today, man?
Good. Thanks for having me on today.
So let's talk about the Rough Riders for a second. They are scorching hot right now. They've won 12 of their last 13 games. How's that been as a player just to see the team doing so well?
I think, as a player, it's been an awesome time. It's been wonderful to be here. One in Frisco and in around Dallas, the Texas area. And two, anytime you can be part of a good winning team, makes baseball a lot more fun.
Yeah, for sure. So I was doing a little research on you as well because I didn't want to just come in winging it here. And I saw that you attended Hillsdale in Michigan and put up some very solid numbers at your time there. 12 home runs, 64 driven in, 328 batting average, and slugged 525. What was your experience like at Hillsdale?
At Hillsdale, it was great. I had a couple opportunities, to play right away at some schools, and I ended up choosing Hillsdale because of its good background, good education, and I got an opportunity to play right away as a freshman. So I thought the experience would be more important than waiting 2 years at a big Division One, and earning my time there. So in the end, I think it worked out pretty well.
Yeah, I would say so. Getting drafted at any capacity is for sure the goal. And I saw as well that earlier this season you were called up to AAA Round Rock for a bit. Did you feel a lot of pressure when that happened?
Um, to be honest with you, a little bit, yeah. I was the only other professional season that I had played was short season with Spokane. That was in 2019, my draft year. So I'm still relatively new to pro ball. I'm still getting used to it. But jumping from short season to AAA was a pretty interesting jump for a little bit. I wasn't I wouldn't say I was on the taxi squad, which is essentially somebody, gets hurt or there's an
Oh
extra
yeah.
guy that needs to play. I'll fill in. So it was fun, learning, meeting some of the guys, meeting a lot of the big leaguers there, that have time and learning from them. But for the most part, I enjoyed it.
That's good to hear. Yeah. I have not had a chance to go to that stadium, but that looks like a very nice stadium. I got the Frisco one in my background, of course, from the last game I went to. So can't go
No,
wrong with
this
any
was
of
pretty
those.
fun.
Yeah. And I saw as well that you did a little travel baseball at one point for the Michigan Brewers Baseball Club. How does that compare to minor league baseball, if in any way?
Summer ball, Michigan Brewers baseball. Summer ball is just like Fed ball or organized travel ball when you're growing up. It's pretty similar everywhere. You travel for tournaments, you play good baseball growing up, trying to get some attention that we can go, play college or get drafted, whatever it may be. Um, but the Michigan Brewers Club is still a predominant club in the Metro Detroit area back home in Michigan. It was started by my father and Joel Hoover and Dwayne Noble back in I'd like to say 2012 or 2013. I played for them the last couple of years of my career in high school throughout summer. And then I ended up going to Hillsdale and was offered a coaching position there throughout the years when I'd come back for the summer. So I got to help out and travel again with the younger guys and, you know, affect the younger guys' lives and hopefully make their baseball careers a little better.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome. And did your dad play baseball then? I didn't know that he founded that team. That's interesting.
Yeah, my dad played baseball for Central Michigan for a couple of years.
Okay, cool. I also saw as well that not only did you play baseball as well as basketball and soccer, and you were all league, district, and county in both of those sports. Which of the three that you played has been your favorite?
Um, Growing up for a long time, soccer was my favorite. Until I got about 13, until I got into high school and started to play basketball. I think basketball took over in terms of my favorite. Baseball is probably my second favorite now. I still enjoy playing basketball the most. Um, but yeah, basketball, which is unfortunate because I'm not very tall. I could jump, so that kind of helped a little bit. I can jump pretty high. But basketball was a lot of fun. It allowed me to leave a lot of stuff out on the court. A lot of energy was spent, in the game versus baseball, which is a lot more of a lot more of a critical thinking sport than basketball is. So I think the two similarities there is both of them require a lot of thinking and require me, to exert myself. But I think basketball allowed me to exert myself physically, and it made me feel a little different after the games. When I was mentally drained and physically drained after a basketball game, it felt good. It felt good to be done, and happy that I could do everything that I could to help my team win when I was playing.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's I can barely play one sport at all, much less three. So that's real impressive. Do you have any pregame superstitions or rituals? And if so, what are they?
I mean, yeah, the way you get dressed, obviously everybody does it a little differently. I make sure I get dressed the same way at roughly the same time during the day. When we walk out to the field, I carry my bats in my left hand and my glove and helmet usually in my right. But other than that, there's guys that are really, really superstitious, and I'm not usually one of them. I haven't really bought into that quite a bit.
Gotcha. Yeah, I've heard all kinds of things where guys, when they're walking up to the plate, they'll Velcro their gloves like 5 times, and they got to do whatever with the bat. So, if it works, it works. I definitely can't knock that.
Yep. Yeah. Whatever makes you comfortable in the box and helps you succeed.
Exactly. And staying on the topic of pregame and maybe even during the game, who's the funniest player on the team?
The funniest player on the team. There's a lot of funny guys in the dugout. I'm not sure. I know when Jax is here, Jax is pretty funny, man. He makes me laugh the whole time. So yeah, Jax. That's a tough one. Watley makes me laugh too. Matt Watley makes me laugh. He was just over here the other night sleeping. Bubba. I mean, pretty much everybody at this level has got some type of comedic genius in them. So, or at least I enjoy it.
Oh, there you go. Always got to have that during the game, especially whenever you're down by a lot. You got to keep the spirits up. But a funny thing, the last game that I took this picture at, I actually caught a foul ball from Matt Watley. So
there you go. That's perfect.
That was pretty cool. And I've been going to games for like 15 years, never caught a single one. So I was definitely pumped to get that.
Everything.
And
That's
keeping
awesome.
it on the topic of playing the game here, how does playing all the different positions affect your game at all? I saw you were at second base, third base, and outfield so far this year.
Doesn't affect it too much. I think it's more of a learning experience. I got to play left field really for the first time in my career in Midland when I first got to Frisco from Round Rock. And it was a pretty interesting experience. I'm sure some of the guys will say I did a pretty bad job. I know the wind was blowing pretty hard that night, so I'm not gonna make any other excuses. But that one definitely threw me off, and it being my first time. But I enjoyed it. Enjoyed running around in the outfield. I think I get to show off a little more of my speed and my arm when I'm out there than I usually do in the infield. Third base took some time to getting used to. I played a lot of it at spring training, got me comfortable there. So I feel pretty comfortable on the left side. Second base, I spent the whole year in Spokane playing second base. So it allowed me to really get my feet wet with each position and kind of get used to the way the angles work there, on the left and the right side. And I feel pretty comfortable no matter where they put me now.
Cool. Yeah, I saw some of your highlights from like a month ago at third base. You had that dive and play, and you just launched it over the first. So
yeah,
I can't imagine that's easy to do. Y'all make it look pretty easy most of the time.
Thank you. That's not I wouldn't say it's the easiest thing. I don't really think when I'm doing them, especially those plays when they're so quick, you just kind of do it. I'm glad I get to them every time, but yeah, you don't really think too much.
Just the reflexes kicking in a little bit.
Yeah, just the reflexes.
And what do you spend the most time doing in your free time?
Sleeping. Yeah, trying to sleep. I know we have pretty late nights. Games end pretty late. Usually we play pretty long ones, especially when we go into extras and win all the time. So for the most part, I just try to eat and sleep. Sleep's super important for us, considering we play a lot of games, even with the shortened season this year. It's hard to come by. So whenever we get time to sleep, I'm sleeping.
I know the travel too is pretty brutal, so definitely gotta keep the sleep schedule somewhat consistent, or at least get the 7 to 9 hours in there at
Oh
some
yeah.
point.
Oh yeah. Yeah. The bus rides aren't I wouldn't say they're bad, because they're definitely better than what I had in D2 in college. So I can't really complain about the bus rides too much. I'm just happy we get our own seat. That's about it.
Yeah, and the fact that they're doing it at all this year, I'm sure missing 2020 was devastating for a lot of guys because that's just a year of playing time that you miss.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate for guys who got released too. Yeah, 2020 has been a tough on baseball and as a whole.
For sure. But it seems like they're bouncing back though, and then of course at the major league level they got the sticky substances controversy going now. So
Yeah,
I don't even know how that affects minor league, but it seems like the offense has doubled or tripled for some teams now that pitchers are presumably not cheating.
yeah, I think it affects it quite a bit at every level that it's being used. Anytime they're going to check a substance that is for more or less taken over pitching in baseball and affected it quite a bit. Um, I think you're going to see a big jump in those numbers anytime they like change the baseballs too. So the MLB likes to change the baseballs, and when those trickle down, to let's say the AAA level, like this year, there's the big league balls are in the AAA level. They're a little different. So anytime baseball has changed, you get to see a lot of crazy stuff. For example, you were seeing guys spinning the ball almost 3,000 RPMs on their fastball, which is unheard of.
Yeah.
Balls legitimately look like they're going up to us. They look like they're going up. So it's been an interesting change, but yeah, you're going to see more. You're going to see the offense start to climb back, and then you're also going to see a little more hit batters, I'd imagine. But that'd be about it.
Yeah, I think the biggest one I noticed is definitely the Rangers. They've won 7 of their last 11 games since MLB has started enforcing that.
Mhm.
So that ain't a
Interesting.
coincidence.
Yeah, I know. Pretty interesting.
But they're cracking down on it. So that's what I'm happy about. And then the last question I'll have for you on this part is what are your goals for the rest of this season and just going forward in your career?
Um, I think going forward, I'd like to play some better baseball. I just got off the IL not too long ago. Played my first game the other day. So it's going to take a little time to get back into the swing of things. But for the most part, I think you get my bat going again. Swung it well in spring training, came into Round Rock, doing all right, but didn't see the field a lot. And I had a big lull there. So I think getting back to being healthy and swinging the bat well is my biggest goal right now. If I can get back hitting the ball, scoring some runs, and smacking some RBIs in for the team, I think that'll be great. Continue to play good defense. Know I can do that and just enjoy the game while I'm here. Really just enjoy it.
For sure. Yeah, gotta definitely take advantage of those opportunities. So to wrap things up here, I've kind of made it incidentally a bit of a tradition that I do on these interviews. I have some rapid fire questions that I like to conclude the interviews with. There's
All right.
really lighthearted, loose questions. None have to do with baseball. So,
No
sound good?
problem. Yeah, that sounds great. Let's go.
All right. Pineapples on pizza, yes or no?
No, no chance. My mom gets pineapples on pizza. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm throwing you under the bus here. I don't think it's right. I like salty stuff on my pizza. The pineapple just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. If someone gives me a pizza with that on it, I'm not going to turn down a free pizza, but I'm not going to order it voluntarily. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
That's a heavy debate, apparently.
Really? I wouldn't. Is a hot dog a sandwich? The
Gotta
way
get
I
the
look
two
at it, it's
pieces of
not really.
bread going.
Yeah, there's not, right. Well, when I think of a sandwich, I think of two pieces of bread, one
Yeah,
separate from the other. And with a hot dog bun, I mean, for the most part, they usually rip at the bottom, so it might be like a sandwich. But for the most part, hot dog buns are not sandwich like. I'm gonna have to go
that's
with
what I
no
would
with that one.
say. I think everyone has said that out of the few people have asked this too on these interviews. So
All right,
3-0 so far.
that's
um,
hilarious.
waffles or pancakes? What's your preference?
Pancakes, not even
Pancakes.
close. Pancakes. Yeah, I love pancakes. I love breakfast. I'll have breakfast for dinner quite often if I could.
I agree with that
Pancakes and
one.
bacon.
Can't go wrong with that. And I had to tweak this next one a little bit because you have played 3 sports. But if you could play another one apart from those 3, what would it be?
If I could play another one apart from those three, what would it be? I'd probably play football. I think when I was growing up, my parents never let me play football. I was a little undersized. I was kind of small growing up, but I also played with what they call a reckless abandon. And so I probably would have hurt myself or my head. There's some sort of that when I was playing in high school. So I think I would have played football in high school. I definitely would have been a pretty talented football player. At least at our high school, we weren't very good.
Gotcha. What position do you think you'd be at if you did?
If I were to go to the same high school and do it again, probably quarterback.
Sweet. And last but certainly not least, very, very important question here. Who has the best Rangers fan page on Instagram?
Oh, come on now, man. That's you. That's you guys. That's a given. I'm running it well over there and enjoying it. All the posts keeps me informed, man. I really do enjoy it.
Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, I try to do what I can, especially late nights like last night. I was up till 1:30 watching the game. Those West Coast games.
Oh man, yeah, they'll get you. They'll
I
get you.
can't stand them. Even when they win, I'm like, it's already 1 a.m.
Was it worth it? Was it worth seeing them win?
Well, last
It is
night they
every
actually
time.
did not win, but if they do win, it is definitely worth it.
There you go.
For sure. So, Jake, that's all I got for you, man. I appreciate you coming on here. And y'all be sure to go follow Jake. I'll have his Instagram and everything linked. So, best of luck to you the rest of the season. And I'm definitely going to check out a couple more games before I have to head back to school. So,
Feel free, man. I appreciate you. Thank you for having me on.
yep.